Happy Wednesday, everybody. If you watched my video on Bitcoin yesterday, it's still there. You can go watch it. I was telling everybody we are here in the buy zone and how this is a perfect buying opportunity. And if you listen, I shared that info, share this indicator for free. And you can see here when I was recording it yesterday, I was saying this is in a buy zone. These three lines are support lines. Now we were here between second and third standard deviation, second and third green line. I was saying everybody buy here. Had you bought yesterday, you could have made easily 6.5% on Bitcoin. Easy trades, guys. I shared live with you, and you can go watch the video. Still posted yesterday's video, and you can see easy trades with this indicator. And now where we are in the sell zone. So what do you do in the sell zone? You take profits. And now you wait for the dip, okay? So now most likely we're coming back all the way down here to 36,491. So if you are in profit, look to exit. Ethereum. Same thing here. Ethereum also, you can see came from buy zone to the sell zone. You can see Ethereum profits were almost 8.5%. Same thing across the globe. You can see S&P 500. This indicator, you can see we had a pump here this morning, came above second standard deviation, easy short. So you can see from here to neutral zone, easy 0.5% gain. NASDAQ, same thing here. From sell zone here between second and third to neutral zone, easy 1% down, okay? Natural gas, I was telling everybody, buy natural gas. You can see natural gas was in buy zone. It gave us like a couple of hours, it was in buy zone. Had you bought in any of these zones, easy profits from there to like 2.66%. Crude oil this morning, amazing purchase here. People who bought it was amazing. You can see here, came near second and third standard deviation and bounced heavily. 4% gains on crude oil. Okay, so easy trades here using this indicator. Anyhow, if you want to know more about this, you can subscribe to my channel. I share pre-market these levels with all my subscribers, and it's very cheap. In one trade, you can see you can easily make 4 and 5%, and that will pay you for a subscription for the whole year. Anyhow, okay, so let's start with Bitcoin. Let's go to daily chart. And let's try to get rid of this indicator, and let's try to get another one, moving averages. And let's go to Bitcoin futures, BTC. Here you go. So where we are now, we are going higher. Still divergence, okay? Nothing changed. Bitcoin pumped, but it's in the sell zone. You can see this big resistance zone around 40K. It's there. If I go to 1 hour chart, let's go to live market. That gives us better view. You can see 1 hour chart. Let me hide this indicator for a bit, and you can see on 1 hour chart we are making triple top, and you can see we are going higher. Still there's divergence. You can see price is going higher, RSI is going lower. If I go to daily chart, you can see same thing here. Price is making equal highs, but RSI is going lower. This was, you can see dark light green background, and I have this sell signal still. Even after this massive pump, I did not get a buy signal, green dot. Okay, until I get green dot, I'm not gonna be bullish. And for now, it's just playing around, just chopping around Bitcoin. Be careful. 1 hour chart is telling me there's no reversal yet. Let's go to 4 hours chart and see if there's anything else. 4 hours chart, you can see big divergence. You can see prices making higher high, RSI is making lower high. Okay, so be careful, guys. Do not be too excited yet. Ethereum, same story. Again, in this resistance box, if I go to daily chart, you can see big resistance here around $2,000. So struggling to close above that. So right now it's just playing around. So be careful here. Looking for a pullback, okay? Looking for a pullback in this buy zone before it can bounce. And let's go to Ethereum futures. Now there is a gap here around around 1850. That's a perfect level to buy. Bitcoin, there's a gap around 34,165. It comes all the way down. That's a perfect level to buy. All right, that's on crypto, guys. Let's go to traditional market. VIX selling off. Looks like VIX is making equal lows, and I was expecting a bounce, still did not get it. If we get a bounce, well, anyhow, the cycle low is coming here. We could keep going lower and then bounce, that's possible. But a bounce and then a pullback will be healthy. A bounce in VIX will mean S&P 500 will go down. This Fitch downgrade gap here, which happened here on 2nd of August, still not filled. So still a bit of possibility of this to still go higher first tomorrow, 0.39%, 45.74. This is on US 500. Still it can go higher and then go lower. Okay, but you can see the light green lines. This is very, very overbought, and you don't want to be buying here. You want to be buying when RSI is at the bottom. Okay, you don't want to be buying when RSI is at the top. And especially if I go to 1 hour chart, you can see what's going on. We made a new high. You can see we're making higher highs with divergence on RSI. Okay, so there is a big divergence, you can see. So we really need to cool down. Even on Nasdaq, you can see higher highs and then divergences. Okay, divergence. So be careful. And yeah, and also you can see this high today was a divergent high on RSI. So let's go to triple Qs. You can see here we made a new high, and the other thing is we gap up. Okay, we gap up. If I go to 1 hour chart, let me hide extended hours. You can see we gap up. This gap is not filled. Okay, so we most likely will coming down tomorrow to fill this gap. All right, so this gap is around 388. Going on daily chart, new high. RSI did not make a new high even on 1 hour chart. New high with big divergence on RSI. Okay, so momentum is going weak. And you can see all these green lines are the gaps to fill. This is not where you want to be buying now. You have to wait for pullback at minimum. You can see RSI light green line on Nasdaq. So be very careful. If you did not buy here when people think it's going to crash, why would you be buying now? So market will be playing games. So be careful. This is not where you will be buying. You want to wait at least for a pullback before you buy again. SPY, S&P 500, same thing. If I go to 1 hour chart, gap up, this gap is not filled. This gap is around 453.48. Again, same story. Very, very overbought on daily. Wait for a pullback. Okay, you don't want to be buying right now. You have to wait for a pullback. Let's quickly look at Dow Jones, DIA. Again, actually, there's a this one already happened. Sorry, so it made another. There's no divergence on Dow Jones on daily. Let's go to 1 hour chart. There's divergence on 1 hour chart. You can see here RSI is making lower high, and price is going higher. And actually on 1 hour chart, even Dow Jones made a gap up. So there you go. This is a gap here. So it's going to fill that gap eventually. So waiting for this, waiting for it to cool down to buy again. IWM. Let's go to 1 hour chart. Still gap here. You can see here, gap is not filled. Even IWM was up. So there are multiple gaps here looking for this to go down, and also there's a trend line. But ideally, I would be looking for a bigger pullback. So a pullback can happen from now until mid of December. That's quite possible, and that will be very good before Fed meeting. I think Fed's meeting is around 12th of December, 13, and then we're gonna rip off very pump very high. So just be careful here around these levels. You don't want to be buying here. All right. Gold, nicely you can see breakout, backtest. Now just going higher, nothing changed. Silver, same thing. Breakout, backtest, and going higher. So crude oil was down heavily, but then immediately bought, but still weak. Okay, so you can see what's happening. It's making lower highs. So you can see lower highs, lower lows, high, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower high, and now we are trying to make another low. 72 is a support. If that breaks, the next support is around $65. Natural gas sitting right on this trend line, bounce around 2%, came down, stop triggered. Now still struggling here, staying here. As long as it's above this trend line, everything is good. But if it breaks, then next support is around here, this whole area here. So you gotta be careful, watching, keeping an eye on natural gas. So this is the next area. Okay, so if it breaks down around 2.8, 2.7, that's the next area. Dollar index also trying to bounce in from the support. If dollar bounces, then that's going to be bearish for Bitcoin and gold. We already covered Bitcoin. Bond market looking good. Now right on this resistance, trying its best. It still needs to break out to be bullish again. Hang Seng Index also following this trend line. So nothing changed. Any dips on this trend line, look to buy. Let me delete this. Copper, buy the dip. new higher highs, higher lows. Palladium trying its best, was down around 2% today. Next resistance around 1140. Wheat again in the buy box. Corn trying its best. Big resistance, not able to close above that, but the momentum is higher. So that's a good news. Soybeans looking for any dips, look to buy. Sugar down 2%, looking for this to go here on this trend line, and then we will buy again if it falls on this trend line. All right. Tesla, let's quickly look at Tesla, looking for this gap fill around 228, down to almost 3%, looking for this gap fill. That will be good area to buy. Apple, another new high, gap up. There's a gap here now created 190 and starting to form divergences. Netflix, let's go to 1 hour chart. Netflix, I don't see any divergences yet. Still looking strong. Slight divergence here, but on daily there is no divergence, just constantly going higher. This made an equal high? No, not yet. So let's see if it makes an equal high, then there will be divergence on daily chart. Microsoft, new highs. You can see making divergence here on RSI, so be careful. Google also trying its best, no divergences yet. Meta, another gap up with divergence, new highs with divergence. Amazon was down heavily yesterday, now gap up, looking for this gap to fill eventually. Snowflakes, next target's 176, 185. NVDA after earnings down 2%, next target these two gap fills. There's the multiple gaps here. You can see before also after earnings it came down to fill these gaps. So can it come all the way down to fill the gap? We'll see how when that happens. Let's look at Newmont Mine, biggest coal miner, looking for gap fill. GDX looking for this gap fill. Sector wise, XLK. Let's go to 1 hour chart. Did that gap fill? The gap is filled, but it created another gap here. So this is a gap up on XLK. Looking for these gaps to fill from here because it's also making very, very overbought short term. XLE energy sector. Let's go to 1 hour chart. Looks like this gap is filled. So you can delete this. You can see how nicely gaps do get filled. So this gap is filled now. I think it might be getting ready for a pump. We'll see. XLV looks like gap up did it. This is also gap up. So we have to add another gap here. So yeah, all you can see indices, all indices are gapping up, not XLU. Looking for a pullback. Industrial sector also looking good, looking for pullbacks. Real estate sector also looking okay, looking for pullback. And financial sector, actually did it fill this gap? Looks like, yeah, it did fill this gap, so you can delete this. Now there are multiple gaps with downside, so looking for pullback on financials as well. That's about it. Let's look at Shopify. Nothing changed here. New highs today. No divergence. Actually, there is a little bit of divergence here from this high. So just a bit careful on Shopify. Looks like a little bit of divergences are building up. You can see this high, but you can see short term light green background, very, very overbought short term. Walmart just consolidating in the buy zone. Let it make some base before you buy again. Cisco was down also before after earnings, near buy zone, near support zone. This is where you want to buy. Eventually this gap will be filled, so it's your call if you want to buy and hold. That could be a good option if you think you can hold it for a bit. Okay, guys, that's it for today. Yeah, let me know if there are any questions, and have a good rest of the day. Bye.